In respect to the road levy, I believe that it is an income stream that a council cannot do without. If the road levy income was denied, then there would be two things that would happen. One, there would be a far lesser amount of money that is spent on roads, or there would be significant reductions in the provision of other services, be that parks, libraries, swimming pools, etc. This is a situation of no win. You either disenfranchise other services that council provides, or if you take the road levy away and it's not supported by any other means, well then the level of road complaints will go through the roof. The situation is that the income from the road levy is vital to ensure that we as a council can properly restore roads within the whole of the region.
The road levy brings us in nearly $3.2 million every year so that we can maintain roads. The question I'd like to ask is, without that $3.2 million, how can we conduct any more business on roads where the money needs to be spent? What I'd like to see though, is I'd like you to have the capability to be able to find your road on that maintenance schedule. And what else I'd like to see is that at the start of the year, we have an entire list of where council will be, and we have a plan to make sure that the roads that we're putting in place are going to last us into the future.
If elected as your mayor, yes, we have to see it go. It is only there for a temporary purpose. It was served its purpose. Now, if council can't manage their funds, we need to look at other methods. We can't keep the levy, it has to go.
The road levy brings in $3.1 million. The reality is, I'm not prepared to take that money off our road network as it is today. It's all about the revenue for me. So what I've said about the road levy is that we need to go back down to Canberra and talk to the government about where they cut our federal assistance grants, our FAGS grant. If we can get that money back that we only had 3 years ago, before the road levy was brought in, I think we'd be in a far stronger position, and we could start to look at maybe making a step by halving the road levy as a signal to our community that we are fair dinkum about removing it, and then follow the next step once the funding, once the revenue is back. But frankly, I'm not prepared to simply cut it. I'm not prepared to simply then, cut the road levy and then say we'll pay for it by cutting a pool or a dump or all that kind of stuff. That simply is not going to generate the amount of money that we're going to need, and it's also then going to have a really negative impact in those communities. If we're fair dinkum about getting rid of the road levy, the only way we can do it is by getting that money back from Canberra that we lost, and then making the strides to do it. And I can tell you there is nothing more passionate for me in relation to our roads and our road funding than making sure that we get our fair share back to this community. The federal government is the one that raises 80% of all taxation revenue in this country. Local government's only somewhere around 2 or 3%, and yet we've got the network of roads that people use every single day. We're fair dinkum about increasing and getting a better outcome on our roads. The conversation's got to be had with Canberra, somebody who can forcefully put our point across while still being articulate, telling the ministers down there what the situation is happening up here in the South Burnett. And I know I can do that because I've done it before.